Hey everyone, it's Jake at Jake's Metal Chat. Hope you're all well and welcome to a brand new vinyl collection update. And to anyone new to the channel, welcome. I have 8 bands to show you in this one, ranging from death metal to death doom, funeral doom, and doom metal. And of course, if you want to have a listen to these releases for yourself, there will be links in the description below. And without further ado, let's crack on with this update. And the first one is one of two 2026 releases, and this is from good mates of mine from here in Bristol. They've been going since 2014. I've had two full lengths out before this one. This one making it number three. It is Cryptworm with their 2026 album Infectious Pathological Waste, and an excellent continuation from Seeping Mephitic Putridity and Oozing Radioactive Formation. Just brilliant, brilliant stuff right here. Not just saying that because they are mates of mine. I absolutely love that horrible, disgusting death metal that they have done and just achieved so well. And of course, Sean the Beast has shown this in his update that I have made within the VC. And his channel will be in the link in the description below, so you can go and show him your support. Of course, this was released on Misaka Records. And of course, we have here the vinyl, and there is a lyric sheet with a band picture. I'll show that in a minute. So, black wax vinyl with the Cryptworm logo and some songs. And just move that to one side so I can get the vinyl with the vinyl sleeve back inside. Lyrics and picture of the band. And these guys are playing Killtown this year in Denmark. I'm hoping to go, fingers crossed. Both Jay and Joss are in another Bristol band called Separation. And Joss, of course, is in Cryptic Shift. And they also released a new album, which I need to listen to the rest of. And, of course, Tibor, I've had on the channel. Not only, of course, him being here in Cryptworm, not only is Cryptworm playing Killtown, but his other band, Rotterdash, are also on the bill. Also, where is it? Right there, so you can see where it was done. So bass and drums recorded by Luke Tuplin at RS Studios, which is the rehearsal space a lot of bands in Bristol use. And just got a excellent blend of brutal death in there with some of the style riffs they gone with, and still got that old school sound in there as well. And DeBoer's vocals are just as dirty and horrible as ever, and the guitar tone perfect pitch, the bass as well, the drums as well, pinging and blasting as ever. That bass is just chunky and just got so much, just so much chunkiness in there. The guitar just crunching all over the place. Just put it all together, you got yourself a disgusting death metal album. And if you've not checked out Cryptworm, do so. Absolutely brilliant stuff, and definitely go and check out their first two albums before this one, and also their EP Reeking Gunk of Abhorrence, because you can see where how much progression there is from those releases. And yeah, an excellent continuation. Cryptworm and Infectious Pathological Waste. Right, the next one, a death doom metal band from Austin, Texas, formed in 2021. And I checked out these guys the year this came out, and it was an album I overlooked because sometimes I find albums that came out either that year or last year or even like two, 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, and I'm just like, wish I heard it then. And I wish I definitely heard this one in 2024. And it's got my favorite song on this one, which what got me on the journey to listen to this band. It is Void Witch with their 2024 album Horripulating Presence, and it is a dark, heavy record released on Everlasting Spew. Of course, the track I was on about is Malevolent Demiurge, which what I was getting from this, I'll tell you what vibe I was getting from this band, like the bands that I definitely were hearing. So here's a nice, clean, nice, clear vinyl with artwork on both sides. And just again, put that one over there because there's also a lyric sheet with a band picture on it. Put that down there, and then of course lyrics and the band picture. So the vibe I was getting from this was definitely old school Incantation, especially Onwards the Golgotha and early Hooded Menace, and both, especially with the early Hooded Menace albums, those are dark, heavy, atmospheric records, and just straight up Death Doom. And Immolation do have those parts within Onwards to Golgotha, so that dark, heavy sound where it just slows down a bit, goes a bit doomy, and then it just goes straight back into just absolutely blasting death metal. And it definitely has that within the third track, and just throughout the entire album, it's just on point. Perfect tone on the guitars and the bass, the drums, the vocals, mixture of good growls and not cleans, screams, and bit of that anguish feel to it as well, and fits the style of metal perfectly. And you love your Death Doom, and you're looking for a new band, definitely these guys right here. And this album has that just perfect blend of dark, heavy atmosphere. Void Witch and Horripulating Presence. Right, the next two albums are from 2025 and will be in the second part of that video. And this one, like with Disrupted, Stinking Death, HM2's Galore, this is definitely another one from Stockholm, Sweden. These guys formed in 2014 and seen him in 2018 and also 2019. First time was Damnation Fest when it was still at Leeds, and then Scandinavia Death Fest in 2019. This is Lick with their 2025 album Necro, and this is just a phenomenal album released on Metal Blade Records. Show the inside before I show the vinyl and the poster. So here we go with some lyrics and picture of the band. Try to get some more lyrics in there. So, like I said, there is a poster here, but before I show the poster, nice sleeve here with Metal Blade Records on it. And logo there. And there as well with Sons on both sides on a nice black wax vinyl. And just put the poster over there because it is a big poster. Let's get that a minute. And there we go. So put that down. Because the picture you saw on the inside is, and I'm going to try and not rip it because I am going to put this in the music room that I am sorting out. And there is the picture of the band on the poster, which I'm definitely going to be putting a frame alongside this one as well. And I was listening to this at Black City Records, is where I got most of these records except for one. And there was one song on here. My favorite song is Morgrat. That is my favorite track on the album. But when listening to it again at the shop, there was, I think it's War Praise, which is the second track right there, had a very new wave of British heavy metal sound to it, very new with British heavy metal style with like dual guitars. So you got the brutality, full on HM2 soaked death metal with new wave of British heavy metal, and it fitted absolutely perfectly in it. And just just an excellent band, both. Well, definitely live, they are absolutely just on point. And this album right here, from start to finish, just like that, it's on point. All the songs have a good balance of like different like speeds, you know, going like full on in your face and then slowing down a little bit and steps. And as I was saying about the new wave of British heavy metal bit, in Morgrat, there's one bit. So after it does the first chorus around, the chorus first time around, the bit it was doing reminded me of In the Grip of Winter by Autopsy. I was definitely getting that, and I was just like, listen to it, it's like, yeah, Autopsy in the grip of Winter, absolutely. And yeah, you can definitely tell where their influences lie. And you love your HM2 soaked death metal, check out these guys, Lick and Necro. Right, the next one is a funeral doom death metal band from New Jersey, been going since 1992. And I got into these guys because of a mate of mine. And these are a band that I definitely want to see live. Same with Void Witch. And like I said, that was a dark, heavy record. This is just really dark, heavy, and there's so much atmosphere to it. It's Evoken with their 2025 album Mendacium. And if you've heard Evoken, you know how dark their music is. Released on Profound Law Records. And this was an album I asked David to get into the shop. And when I saw it there, I was like, yep. As soon as I saw it, picked it up. Just, I don't know what else I can say about it. I know there is more, but have a look inside of this. You got like a little bit of a music sheet there, and there's got some lyrics up here as well. And of course, this is a two vinyl release, so we got side A and B on one and side C and D on the other, because the songs, like in Funeral Doom fashion, are super long. And on both vinyl, you got the wax seal that you would see on envelopes back in like 17th, 18th century. And it's not on the side A, side B one. It is on the side C, D one. So the envelope here with the wax seal, and then a letter printed on the other side. Yeah, so go. It's funeral doom death, but how they laid it out with like the letter and the wax seal on the envelope, very like Victorian era Gothic right there, and I'm perfectly blended with it. And the music itself is just, again, it's just a really dark, atmospheric album, and death, especially Funeral Doom, has always been a very dark, atmospheric genre. Like Skepticism, for example, their music, it's that it goes that, and then quite melodic as well. And this sort of goes into that melodic realm. And with track four, obviously, there's a bit where it's just got just that bass tone after the clean guitar bits, and then it just sort of speeds up a little bit and then slows back down and then speeds up again just before it ends. But absolutely, just from start to finish, an excellent, excellent piece of funeral doom death metal right here. And I think that's why it sped up a little bit on that song and a few others, because of the death metal influence. So, Funeral Doom's your thing, and you've not listened to Evoken, definitely go check these guys out. Do check out all their other releases. And if this is an album that passed you by last year, definitely go and check it out now. Just it's just some brilliant, brilliant stuff right here. Evoken and Mendacium. Right, getting on to the last four now. And this is the second 2026 release from a band. Of course, these guys I've mentioned in my Metal Vault series, been around since 1988 from Yonkers, New York. Immolation with their 2026 album Descent. And just like everything else they've done, it's just brutal, it's heavy, and it's in your face. Brilliant, brilliant band right here, released on Nuclear Blast Records. And when I heard it, I was just like, yeah, gonna love this album from start to finish. And like with Lick, there is a poster, but let's get the vinyl out first, which is this nice dark red looking marble wax vinyl. Of course, got the band logo and the album title as well. And if you've seen these guys live, you know how brutal and intense their live shows are, and how engaged they are with the audience. And like with what was it? Yeah, Lick that had the poster. Well, this one and some with lyrical sheet here, and poster, which is actually absolutely cool. And a band that I have seen, oh, I don't know how many times, like multiple times now. First time was 2015 at Neurotic Death Fest. Last time was with Cannibal Corpse at the Beacon here in Bristol, along with Municipal Waste and Schizophrenia. But this album, if you've not listened to it yet, oh, definitely an album that, without a doubt, like with Crit Room, and I should have mentioned this earlier, and it's probably a bit too early, on my list of my favorite albums of 2026. There's still a lot more to listen to this year, but definitely those two are in the list. Because the album I mentioned, Dawn of Possession, in my Metal Vault episode, that's a dark, evil, heavy record, and this has that feel. A lot of the albums have that dark, evil feel, and I was definitely getting Dawn of Possession vibes, and even hearing after. Just perfect guitar tone, bass, drums, Ross's vocals just sound as evil as always. And if you love your death metal, just full on in your face heaviness, if you've not listened to these guys, do so and go and check out this album. It is just an absolute beast. Immolation and Descent. Right. This next one, this is the only one I didn't get from Black City Records. I got this one a gig that they played at Zed Alley here in Bristol. And these guys originally formed in New Mexico, but then relocated to Denver, Colorado. They formed in 2012, and this is some full-on sludgy death doom metal, and it is Aurochs with their 2024 album Primordial Sky. Another album that passed me by, and another band I didn't get around to checking out until now. And it is just heavy, and I've mentioned the words already. I've mentioned atmospheric, but it is absolutely atmospheric. And this is the first pink wax vinyl that I own. So you got it with the band logo in black, and then they're in a brown color. This band right here, when I saw them, just hearing just how loud they are, and obviously bands like this need to be that loud. I mean, everything from just from the instrumentation to the vocals, just fits so well, and there's the band themselves, lyrics as well. And I was like, because I saw that they were playing Zed Alley, and one of the bands was going to be Biocaster, but unfortunately they had to pull out, and another band took their place. And the other one was another band within Doom Sludge. Gonna have to sort this out in a minute, just so I can try and get back in. Was Ren, who I never heard of until that point. So I'll sort that out later. But yeah, death, doom, sludge metal. I love it when those three genres are put together, because you get a dirty tone with the guitars, the bass. I like it when you hear bands like this and their bass is just full on distorted, got that fuzz added onto it, and it just the rumble on the bass is just pure perfection, just pure dirtiness. Same with the guitars, the drums, the vocals got some great lows in there, some great screams in there, and yeah, a band that I definitely should have checked out a lot earlier, but I will be looking out for more of their stuff. And if you're not familiar with Aurochs, do go check them out, and do go check out this album right here if you love that blend of death, doom, and sludge. Aurochs and Primordial Sky. Right, last two albums, and they are classic ones. So the first one is from the early 90s, from a band all the way over in Sydney, Australia. They formed in 1985. And with this album, they actually recorded it in the year of 1986, but they did not release it until the year of 1991. So this is Sadistic Execution with the Magus. And this is just full on in your face, black death metal. And let's get the vinyl out, which is a nice dark red wax of vinyl. And of course, the vocalist Rock, his vocals pretty much just like what you want to hear from that style of vocals for this style of music, just evil, evil stuff. And he also did the new t-shirt long sleeve design for Black City Records as well. Of course, there's the band names in there, picture of the band themselves, and you can see there, originally recorded in 1986, March of 86, but wasn't released until 1991. So they recorded it 5 years before releasing it. And yeah, it's just a absolute belter of a record. And of course, other bands like them would be the one that's coming to mind. I'm looking at my jacket over there, Bestial Warlust, and that have that black death metal sound, which of course would be war metal. But yeah, it's just an intense record. It kind of goes a bit thrashy at times, but it's just full on black and death. And if this is a band that you've never come across and you're looking for bands more that are just more fast paced, in your face, and just playing unrelenting riffs and have evil sounding vocals, and you love bands like Bestial Warlust and Blasphemy, Conqueror, I can go on forever. This is definitely a band for you. Definitely go and check out these guys here. Sadistic Execution and the Magus. Right, on to the last one, and it is a doom metal classic. They formed in 1978 in Los Angeles, California. They were under the name of Tyrant, but then changed it to the name that we know today. Let me just have a bit of my Pepsi Max. And the name that we know today is Saint Vitus. And this is their 1986 album, and I finally have it here now, Born Too Late. Just some classic doom metal right here. And my favorite album of theirs. Let's get out the vinyl first. Out this little sleeve. So you got the songs there, of course, the album title Born Too Late. And on this side, I'm just trying, there we go. Right, there we go. You got St. Vitus. Right there, the logo there on that side. And this was released on, well, there's two labels here. So, well, the label here is SST Records. Yeah, SST Records, and it says here Castone Music as well. And there was also another lyric sheet. Right, yeah, got it the right way. And of course, the band themselves, which had Wino on vocals. Of course, their original vocalist Scott left before this album was even don't know, even before it was written or before it was recorded. Probably both. I'm not sure, but this album is just I've I've mentioned that when I say like tones are dirty. Well, the tones on here are quite dirty, especially for 1986, especially with the guitar tone, the solos, a nice the bass sound, of course, has that same tone, but it's not overly dirty that you can't hear it. It's a quite clear bass sound, but it still has that bit of dirt behind it. And the drums, just a nice sounding snare, just everything, and the vocals just is a nice, heavy, groovy record. And a band when I first heard them, I was like, yeah, absolutely love this because I was getting into my Doom around the late 2000s, and of course found my all-time favorite Candlemass, and I kept looking for more bands, and then these guys popped up and heard this album, and then yeah, this band here, absolutely brilliant stuff right here. And if you love your traditional doom metal and you still haven't listened to these guys, I would say do go check out their debut. And of course, their second album as well, and the name's escaping me at the moment. And be sure to check out this one as well if you love just slow, groovy music. Saint Vitus and Born Too Late. Brilliant stuff right here. And almost fell off then. And that is it for this collection update. Thank you very much for tuning in. It does mean a lot, very much appreciated. And thank you to all the new subscribers that have subbed to the channel recently. Very much appreciated as well. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share it, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about these releases here. And if you want to keep up to date with everything I got coming up on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. I have been Jake of Jake's Metal Chat. Keep the banner of metal well and truly high. Please do take care of yourselves. And I will see you all in the next one.